Besides the McGregor, there are few boats more argued about, more mocked, more outright hated than the Hunter B&R rig boats, like the 380, bleach bottle, plastic garbage, dock condo. They've been called just about everything, and yet they sold in droves. Walk through almost any marina on the East Coast and you'll find one. Big cockpit, wide beam, people lounging with wine glasses, shoes that have no business being on a sailboat, just quietly doing exactly what it was built to do. So if we're to believe every curmudgeon on the internet and these things really are awful, horrible plastic toys, why did so many people buy them? And here's the unpopular opinion, the one that's going to bother some people in the comments. You're allowed to buy a Hunter. And I'll tell you exactly why. There's a guy I was helping recently shopping for a sailboat, and his requirements were specific but unusual. He didn't want to cross oceans. He didn't care about his pointing angle. He didn't want to race around the marks. He didn't want to argue about sail shape on the internet. What he wanted was a civilized sailing experience. Wine glasses on the table, friends who don't sail, a wife who absolutely did not sign up to heel over like she's in a NASA centrifuge. He wanted to go out on the Chesapeake Bay, maybe do a sunset cruise here and there, and have his guests say, "That was lovely," not, "I think I pulled something." So we start going through the options of boats available, and he's looking specifically at cat boats. The single sail, mast forward, simple design. No standing rigging. One sail, one job, one brain required to run the whole boat. And honestly, he's not wrong. Cat boats are incredibly civilized. But there's a problem. They're sort of rare on the Chesapeake where he lives. You're not just finding one down the street, or a whole bunch for that matter. You're going to have to take a road trip and go get the boat in New York or Florida and hope it's not a floating science experiment when you get there. And that's when it clicked. I said, hang on. They're already building exactly what you're describing. Not as a niche weird boat that's hard to find. Not as some weird outlier. An entire design philosophy already exists. And here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. It's a Hunter. Specifically the B&R rig Hunter. Boats like the Hunter 380. Now before you run to the comment section to tell me I've lost my mind, hear me out for a minute, because what this guy wanted was exactly what this boat was designed to do. Shallow draft, easy to single hand, minimal sail handling, a cockpit that feels more like a patio at a restaurant, space for non-sailors to sit down, move around, and not feel like they're participating in a survival exercise. The Hunter 380 basically shows up and says, "Oh, you mean my entire reason for existing?" This is not a racing sailboat. It's not a blue water tank either. It's not going to win you arguments at the yacht club bar with a guy named Greg who owns a Tiana and uses the word proper all too much. But it might be one of the best boats ever made for taking normal people sailing and having them actually enjoy the process. You get a big rounded cockpit that can fit a frankly absurd number of people. At my last club, one of these boats held the record at 26 people in the cockpit. 26! That's not a sailboat anymore, it's a floating dinner party. You get an arch over the cockpit that keeps the traveler and all the chaos out of the cockpit itself. You get furling sails, which means you don't need a degree in rope management to go sailing. And you get buckets for those lines just after the winches. And when the boat heels, it does it gently, then settles in instead of trying to throw your guests into the water like a mechanical bull. And down below, it delivers exactly what you'd expect. Private sleeping spaces, a proper enclosed head, and an interior that feels more like a small apartment than a cave with cushions. If your goal is comfort, it absolutely nails it. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Everybody loves to hate these boats because they give you too much for your money. But there is a very real, very common scenario where buying one is not just the acceptable thing to do, it's actually the right thing to do. So let's talk about the Hunter 380. Hunter Marine, the company behind this boat, was founded back in 1973 and built its reputation on making production sailboats that were accessible, affordable, and easy to use. By the late 90s, when the 380 came around, they had fully leaned into that philosophy. These boats were being built in Florida, and they were designed for people who wanted to go sailing without making sailing their entire personality. The 380 itself was built right around the turn of the millennium, roughly 99 to 2001, with some boats showing up as 2002 models depending on how they were sold and titled. It's 37 feet long, just under 38, with a beam of about 12.5 feet, so it is wide, and you feel that immediately, especially in the cockpit and down below. Displacement is about 16,000 pounds with around 5,900 of ballast, putting it in that moderate, comfortable cruising category. Not heavy, not light, just kind of right in the middle. The sail area to displacement ratio is right under 19, which tells you everything you need to know. This is not a rocket ship, and it's not trying to be. Draft is typically the 5-foot keel, shoal wing, and about 6.5 feet if you find the deep fin keel option. That shallow draft is a big deal for places like the Chesapeake, the East Coast, the Bahamas, where skinny water is part of the lifestyle. The rig is the big story here. This is the B&R rig, which means no backstay, swept spreaders, and a setup that allows for a large mainsail and relatively small headsail. In practice, what that means is easier sail handling, fewer things to manage, and a boat that's very forgiving for someone sailing solo or with inexperienced crew. The trade-off is it's not as efficient, especially on a downwind, and it's not going to satisfy someone who wants to squeeze every ounce of performance out of their boat, but that's not the point. The engine on these was typically a Yanmar in the mid 30 horse range, which is more than enough to move this boat around when the wind isn't cooperating. Fuel capacity is 30 gallons and water is around 75, which again tells you that this is set up for comfortable coastal cruising, not crossing an ocean. Now, in today's market, these boats are usually showing up somewhere between around $50,000 and $90,000, with most of them landing in that mid-60s to mid-70s range. And for what you get in terms of space and comfort, that's actually a pretty compelling argument. When you dig into owner feedback, things get interesting. Because while the internet loves to make jokes about hunters, the people who actually own them tend to like them a lot. Owners consistently talk about how comfortable the boat is, how easy it is to sail, and how well it works for entertaining their guests. And that's really the theme here. This is a social boat. It's designed around the idea that sailing is something you do with people, not something you do to make a point. That said, it's not perfect. There are some recurring issues that come up. Leaks, particularly around the aft cabin and areas where hardware is mounted, show up in the owner's reports. Some people mention things like storage limitations or minor build quirks. And like any production boat of this era, you're going to be dealing with pumps and systems and the usual list of things that come with owning a floating house. It's also worth noting that the boat tends to heel a bit early and then settle in. That's just part of the design. It's not an alarming thing, but it's something you'll notice. So is the 380 a good boat? Yes, with an asterisk. It is a good boat for the job that it was designed to do. If you judge it by offshore standards or the Ark Rally, you're going to miss the point entirely. But if you judge it based on comfort, ease of use, and the ability to take a group of non-sailors out for an enjoyable day on the water, it starts to make a lot more sense. And that brings us back to the original question. Who is going to buy this boat? It's for someone who wants to go sailing without turning it into a full-time obsession, for someone who values comfort over performance, simplicity over complexity, and experience over bragging rights. It's for someone who wants to take their friends out, pour a glass of wine, and have a genuinely nice day on the water. It's not for the hardcore offshore sailor, and it's not for the racer, and it's definitely not for the guy at the marina who needs everyone to know how serious he is about sailing. In fact, if anyone ever buys a set of carbon fiber racing sails for one of these things, I'll eat my own hat. But for that very specific, very common use case, this boat is kind of perfect. And that's why, whether people like it or not, you're allowed to buy a Hunter. If you need help buying a boat and want to chat, you can book an hour with me over at ladyksailingcom, because the mission here has always been to get more people sailing more easily. And a huge shout out to the patrons who make it possible for me to make these videos. If you want to help us get more people sailing, please consider becoming a patron. Patrons also get all the videos early and access to the app where we chat about all sorts of boat stuff together. Until next time, friends, keep the heavy side down, but not too far down. I love you guys.